So hello and welcome to the third part of the Buddy Beta Christmas special, where today we're going over the events that were going to happen on Christmas Day. Now, as we all know, in the final game, all that happens on Christmas Day is Jimmy just wakes up and the clock is disabled until Jimmy goes to the office to collect his present. But if you follow Buddy Beta, you'll know that Rockstar were incredibly, lazy with Buddy, and Christmas is no exception, as they cut out a hell of a lot of Buddy's Christmas holidays, which, in my opinion, is more on par with modern day Christmas events in modern games. So let's get on with these cut and changed activities then. So first of all, there was an entirely cut and deleted mission involving Trevor, Pedro and Justin in the Boys Dorm, which was cut alongside the Boys Dorm second floor, as that's where this little activity could be overheard. So after getting up on Christmas Day, Jimmy can walk down the second floor hall and he could overhear them saying this.
So, Harrington House has purchased presents for the student body.
That's really nice.
To make it a little more interesting, we've hidden them all around town.
Whenever I go outside I get beat up, and snowballs thrown at me. I hate winter!
The risk-reward ratio only adds to the enjoyment, my young poor friend.
And after this, it seems like there would be a new collectible for Jimmy to find around the map of Bullworth, alongside the garden gnomes, the grottos and gremlins cards, the rubber bands, the transistors, the pumpkins and the tombstones, and that would be Christmas presents. Now this mission does exist in the game's files, but it will crash the game near instantly.
Don't be a creep.
But thanks to other leftover files, we may know of one possible location for this, which coincidentally is also part of its own beta mystery. So in Bullworth Town, near the back of the abandoned cinema, on the stairs, there's a weird interaction point where the player can interact with something but nothing actually happens here. The leftover files for the presents, however, do actually list one location, which is actually near this place. So it's possible that these two might be linked somehow. Now sadly, all of this was cut very early on, as there's no other files for Jimmy, Justin or anything for the presents themselves, but it's very likely that these were added as timed exclusive collectibles to add to the Christmas vibe, a bit like how the pumpkins and tombstones were there for Halloween. Now what these presents contained, however, is still a mystery, and it will most likely stay that way. My own personal thoughts is that these could be something like, possibly like a care package, I don't know the right word to use, where you might get like a random weapon or a free item of clothing. You know, a bit like how the lockers work. Or Jimmy would have to find each and every present himself. And after collecting them all, he would unlock a brand new outfit, which may also be possible because in the text files there's another line which says you have unlocked TBD, which I did mention in part 1 of the beta winter. So this could be the only remains of these Christmas present leftovers, or part of another collectible that Rockstar never finished. Now secondly, if Jimmy actually got busted during Christmas and had to do detention, Dr. Crabblesnitch would say, would it be too much to ask you to embrace the spirit of Christmas and be good for once? You know how on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, how Bullworth Town and Old Bullworth Vale have Christmas trees in their towns? Well, initially they weren't just, they still are there for decorations, but they would actually play a small amount of Christmas tunes if Jimmy got close. And yeah, I'm going to play a small sample of these, but if any of them are missing, you know, it's because they're sort of like copyrighted, but yeah, there's 4 of them, and here's a small sample of them all. Also rather weirdly, one of Sean Lee's actual tracks is in the game. Now this is actually unused and the file name is Xmas Favourite Balls, which might actually be a part of the Snowball minigame mentioned in part 1. However, I can't actually play this because as said, this is Sean Lee's actual music and is actually copyrighted. That could also be why it was changed, although it could have just been a placeholder, we don't know. But I actually can't play it. And the actual track used is called My Favourite Things by Sean Lee, obviously, and this Ping Pong Orchestra. So yeah, that's the track name if you want to give it a listen, but I can't play it here. Now, another thing that makes this weird is the fact that Buddy doesn't use a licensed soundtrack like the GTA series has. but at the same time, my favourite things actually has a low, a medium and a high variant to it, which means that it probably was going to be in the game at some point. What for, we may never know. I'm still thinking it might have something to do with the Snowball minigame because of the file name. And much like real life, if you head to any store during Christmas, they would be blasting Christmas tunes. Now these were most definitely cut due to copyright reasons, as Rockstar used a mix of copyrighted tracks alongside covers of public domain music. So I'll play a small sample of the public domain tracks, but before I say that though, even the Tattoo Parlor in Blue Skies has its own Christmas track. And as you know, the Tattoo Parlor isn't accessible until Chapter 5, which takes place in spring. So this could either imply that the Tattoo Parlor was going to be in New Coventry, or somewhere else, and Blue Skies was unlocked in Chapter 3 instead. Now much like what I said above, if any of these are mute it's because they're copyrighted and obviously I'll remove them. So that's pretty much it for Bully's Beta Winter and Christmas. If you haven't already, be sure to check out parts 1 and 2 so you know all about the cut winter changes and the changes to the Rudy missions from Scholarship Edition and Anniversary Edition. So thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Bully based content than that. If you want to support me in a more personal way, consider donating me on Patreon or becoming a member of my channel. So thank you for watching, have a Merry Christmas and have a great day.